Okay, the shiur is dedicated to Nishmas Rachalei Bas Rav Chaim Tzvi, and we've been discussing at length the Melacha of Borer.
I got to tell you, it's been already 3 classes on Borer, and I feel like we're just starting to sort this issue out.
Yeah, it's a major topic. A lot of halacha l'mayis applications.
Yes,
but I think we're working our way through it.
Yes, I'm feeling like gratified that I'm starting to get a handle on it.
Okay, let's get a very quick review.
Okay.
What we discussed in the past: 2 initial requirements. You have to ask yourself: do we have a mixture?
Right.
And do we have 2 separate species?
Right.
If we have a mixture and 2 separate species, we're in the world of Borer.
Right.
And then in order for it to be permissible, we have to then navigate 3 requirements.
Okay.
Good from bad.
Right.
By hand, for immediate use.
Right.
If we don't have a mixture, or we don't have 2 separate species, we don't have to worry about this topic whatsoever.
Okay. So, you were talking about filters, if I remember last class.
Yeah. So
this isn't exactly a filter where you would filter something through to drink it.
Right.
But I dug this up from the bottom of my sink.
Sink.
Sometimes you want to catch the bigger particles so that they don't clog up your plumbing.
Okay.
So you'll put this type of apparatus
Right.
on top of your sink like that.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're definitely separating out. Now I don't know if is that considered separating out good, separating out bad? I mean, stuff that you're throwing out is coming through, and stuff that you don't want to come through is staying on top. So I'm assuming that's a real separation
So
of 2
I'm
things.
going to assume the following.
Go ahead.
What are you going to do? You have the liquid that's going to go through.
Yes.
And go out to the garbage.
Out.
And then you have the food particles that are going to get caught, and what's going to happen with that?
Going to go out to the garbage.
Exactly. So here you have a separation
Yes.
of psolas
Yes.
from another type of psolas.
Yes.
Bad from bad.
Bad from bad.
If you don't have any good, just bad from bad, that's not Borer.
So this should be actually okay.
It's going to be fine.
Interesting.
Now that you bring it up, I have an interesting question I'm going to ask you. I'm not sure I know the answer to this question.
Okay.
But I'll ask you the
People have
question.
been asking me questions.
I know. So let's say here in Israel, we don't really worry too much about the environment, unfortunately.
Recycling is frowned upon in some circles, unfortunately.
Right. But in America, I know it's quite big,
Right.
recycling. People have 2 garbages in their house.
Right.
There's the recycled container and the regular container.
Listen, if only one country is going to recycle, better be America, because Israel's like the size of Rhode Island.
Right. Okay. So can you, let's say you have your garbage, you want to separate the recyclables from the non-recyclables. Is that allowed?
Recycling, yes. Separation. You have two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Recyclable, not recyclable. I consider that 2 different things. I'm assuming you're in a mixture status.
Yeah. But I just told you, remember.
I know. I'm working with the parameters that you've set forth for me.
Mm-hmm.
However, you don't have good and you don't have bad. You are, in fact, disposing of each.
Right.
I would make that analogous to the sink filter and say that I can do it.
Sounds reasonable. The only catch would be the recyclables.
Yes.
Is that psolas?
Oh, you mean back in the day we used to go to Walbaum's and exchange them for cash money?
No, I don't even mean that. I mean they're recyclable.
Oh, because they're recycled.
Yeah.
Listen. From my perspective, I'm not using them anymore.
Right.
So, I guess I have this tendency to view them as garbage.
Right.
But I guess to the environment in the world, as a general ecosystem, they're reusable.
So that's my question. That's why I leave it. I'm not 100% sure the answer.
I see.
But it could be that I hear what you're saying. That's called psolas from solas. It's certainly it's something that worthy of think about. I'll tell you another interesting question.
Okay, right.
That was the American question.
Okay.
Now I've got the Israeli question.
We try to be East Coast, West Coast, global here.
Middle East, yes.
I have to tell you, internet is a global, worldwide network.
Indeed.
So
watch this.
I'm ready.
We just finished here in Israel the Shemitah year.
Yes, we did.
But there's still Kedusha Shvis around.
That Shemitah year seems to last 3 years somehow.
Okay. So let's say you have a fruit that has Kedusha.
Yes.
It is Shvis, Shemitah fruit.
Yes.
And now you have other fruit that's not holy.
Mm-hmm.
And you have 2 garbages. regular garbage, for your regular disposables.
Right.
And then you have what we call the pach shmita, the bin where you put your disposables, your shmita disposables, because the laws of shmita do not allow you to disintegrate your holy garbage, if you will, your shmita garbage, with your regular
My wife
garbage.
set up that apparatus last year.
Okay.
I mean, after all, those holy fruits, they absolutely have to be disposed of in a different, more dignified way.
Correct. So what do you say?
So why would this be different than recyclables? I mean, granted, I'm getting rid of these holy fruit in a dignified, holy way.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm disposing of them nonetheless. So that it would seem to me that I'm just disposing of them, and I'm not going to reuse them by any means. I'm going to allow them to disintegrate in this holy garbage can that I've set up for them. And therefore, I would say that they're both going into a situation of no good or bad, both into a situation of garbage